is Alison. I'm the Programs, Outreach, and Youth Services Manager here at Monterey County Free Libraries. Thank you for joining me today for another special Halloween episode of Book Chat Kids. Today I'm going to talk to you about a new book that I just read a couple months ago and I really loved, and it's called Ophie's Ghosts, and it's by Justina Ireland. So I'm going to read you the inside flap summary and then I'll talk to you a little bit about it. Ophelia Harrison used to live in a small house in the Georgia countryside, but that was before the night in November 1922 and the cruel act that took her home and her father from her, which was the same night that Ophie learned she can see ghosts. Now Ophie and her mother are living in Pittsburgh with relatives they barely know. In the hopes of earning enough money to get their own place, Mama has gotten Ophie a job as a maid in the same old manor house where she works. Daffodil Manor, like the wealthy Carruthers family who owns it, is haunted by memories and prejudices of the past, and, as Ophie discovers, ghosts as well. Ghosts who have their own loves and hatreds and desires. Ghosts who have wronged others, and ghosts who have themselves been wronged. And as Ophie forms a friendship with one spirit whose life ended suddenly and unjustly, she wonders if she might be able to help, even as she comes to realize that Daffodil Manor may hold more secrets than she bargained for. So this book on the inside flap by publisher recommendation is recommended for ages 8 to 12. I would say that I would probably put this book as a really good middle school read. And I would even say that if you're in high school or an adult like I am, that you would enjoy it as well. This book does deal with some very heavy topics. At the very beginning of the book, Ophie's father is lynched in the South. This book is set, as it said, in the 20s. And so, unfortunately that was pretty commonplace. And that incident allows Ophie to realize that she can see ghosts because she sees her father's ghost, who warns her to get her and her mother out of the house with the money that he's hidden in the floor. After that, she starts to see ghosts everywhere. And at first it's hard for her to distinguish between who is a ghost and who's not a ghost, but she quickly learns to recognize the distinctions between the two. And then she comes to realize throughout the course of the book that this is actually a power that the women in her family have. They're able to see the dead. And her aunt, who they live with, warns her that it is a very powerful power and that she needs to be careful with it because all ghosts are after something and they are going to use people to get what they want. So throughout the book, Ophie meets different ghosts and helps them on their different missions. But the main action of this book occurs when she meets a female ghost inside of Daffodil Manor, and she just can't quite figure out what her motivations are. So this book, I don't want to go into much more without giving away any spoilers, but like I said, this book does delve into some pretty heavy topics. There's a lot of discussion about race, and a lot of discussion about unjust death based on race. So that's why I would say this is really good for middle school readers, because you do need to have a certain maturity to read this book and to understand the themes that are going on throughout it. If you are going to read this book with somebody who's a little bit younger than a middle schooler, you'd want to make sure that you're around to have a discussion with them about some of the topics that are brought up in the book. This book was actually the book that made my friend recommend 13 Doorways, Wolves Behind Them All, which I did as a Halloween teen book chat. So if you are a teenager or an adult watching this video and you read this and enjoy it, please check out 13 Doorways, Wolves Behind Them All by Laura Ruby, because that is an excellent follow-up to this book. They're not related in any way, but they deal with very similar themes. As I said, this is a new book just published this year. It is available in our catalog, and I would highly encourage you to check it out and read it. I've put it under Halloween because it deals with ghosts, but it's not set at Halloween, and this book could be read at any time because the bigger themes throughout are more about humanity and race and life and being kind to one another. So I hope that you enjoy Ophie's Ghosts if you decide to read it. If you have any recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in to all of my Halloween specials. We will be going back to our regularly scheduled non-Halloween books in November. Happy Halloween, everyone!